Over the past few weeks, it has been wonderful to see restrictions on gatherings slowly begin to loosen on most of New Brunswick outside of Zone 5. With this loosening, some of you may be wondering when we might be able to worship together again in person on a Sunday morning. This is a question that your church leadership has been looking at as well, and a question I want to address today. Last week, I spent 2 afternoons online with the senior pastors of the largest churches in our convention. As far as I could tell, none, or at least very few, of them are planning in-person services in the near future. I believe this is the right decision for a number of reasons. First of all, church attendance is considered among the riskiest activities a person can participate in. Once people get together and start socializing, it's really hard to keep them apart and monitor activities, and that's a recipe for disaster. Second, when we do get together, what is the thing that we enjoy doing the most? Other than eating? Well, singing. Yet singing is considered one of the riskiest activities that people can do together. In the United States, 53 of 61 choir members came down with COVID-19, and 2 choir members died after a single rehearsal together. It is simply not safe to have people anywhere near one another where singing is taking place. Even reciting things like the Lord's Prayer is quite risky when people are near. Were we to worship together, congregational singing and speaking activities would have to be prohibited. Third, health recommendations are that in-person services be kept very short due to the risks involved. Of course, the major risk involves sharing the same airspace for a prolonged period of time. Keep in mind, our church building does not have a ventilation system that exchanges air. It would be sad to come together for worship and then have to cut short our service for fear of people becoming infected. Fourth, we have a large senior population in our congregation. They are among our most faithful in church attendance and would also be most at risk were we to resume services. And finally, our CBAC Convention is recommending extreme caution on the part of churches coming together again. CBAC recommends that churches keep a step or two behind businesses and other organizations when considering coming together. We have decided to follow this wise counsel. So we're faced with a situation where if we were to worship together, we would have to break up into small groups, have a short service with no congregational singing or speaking, while still putting people, particularly our seniors, at risk. I really miss meeting together as a church family, and I do get tired of preaching into a church camera. I just don't feel, however, that at this point, the benefits of worshiping together is worth the risk. We will, however, continue to reevaluate and monitor this situation. Having said this, we are slowly beginning to venture forth. As you know, Miracles has reopened its doors under strict protocols, and things appear to be going well for them. In addition, the first in-person church event since March may be a dinner for our high school grads and their immediate families. The total group size would be no more than 20 people with stringent safety protocols in place. If this goes well, we may try other small group activities. We do want to begin to open our doors to different activities as soon as we are able, and to do so safely and securely with proper protocols. In the fall, if things continue to loosen, we will look at options to further loosen up things, again, while maintaining proper safety protocols. To sum up, while it will probably be some time before we are all worshiping together in person on a Sunday morning, we are beginning to look for ways to begin to open up things slowly and with proper protocols in place. Please continue to pray for wisdom and discernment for your church leadership as we seek the wisdom of Solomon to know when it is safe to begin to open up the church to certain activities. When all is said and done, and when COVID-19 is behind us, we don't want any deaths to be attributed to negligence on the part of the First Baptist leadership. That would be tragic and heartbreaking. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your cooperation. And most of all, thank you for your prayers.